Hello, my dear ones, from this Eurowings Discover Airbus A330 on a flight from Frankfurt to Salt Lake City. We're sitting here in business class, and you see the seats are actually like Lufthansa because this plane used to be a Lufthansa Airbus A330.
I'm Chris, and Travel Sync Fly is all about flying and traveling with detailed airline reviews and travel reports worldwide. And today we're checking out an airline that is currently on the minds of many travelers. What does the new Lufthansa airline Eurowings Discover have to offer? Is it a slimmed down Lufthansa? Is it purely a holiday airline? Can they keep up with the competition in terms of service and catering? And how did I book this business class flight at a spectacularly low price? Come on, we'll find out on our flight to the Great Salt Lake.
Well, for the first time in my life, I think I was the first one to board the plane, so that was really great. I saw the cabin empty, and that's especially great because it's actually a fully booked flight. So now the picture is very different. And at first we got a welcome drink. That was a selection of water, a virgin cocktail, so a mocktail, or a sparkling wine. And then we got the menus, and I mean, there's a pillow, there's a quite nice blanket actually, so the first impression is quite good. Actually, I also chose the first row because here we have a little more space for the feet. All the other rows have the feet of the neighbors very close to each other, and here it's rather straight forward for the feet and quite large compared to the other options. This plane is 17 years old, and this used to be flying around for Lufthansa for quite some time. Now it's belonging to Eurowings Discover, which is a daughter company of Lufthansa. I know 17 years sounds a little old, but actually those planes can fly quite long, much longer, and in the end they're mostly used also as cargo planes until they're being scratched and going to their own plane cemetery. And we are already in the air, and before takeoff we got the menu, and this flight is more than 10 hours, so there's also quite a lot to eat. And here on this flight there's a selection of 3 appetizers, then there's salad, there's 3 main courses, there's a cheese platter and 2 kinds of dessert, and in between meals they have a warm cookie service, so I'm really curious about that. And then for drinks, of course, you have all kinds of soft drinks and hot drinks, and then there's 2 red wines, 2 white wines, and as champagne they have real French champagne, and that's a Jacquard Brut. Actually that's a Mosaic Jacquard. And if you see my Gulf Air report, they offered exactly the same champagne on short haul and also on the long haul flights, and it's really worth watching because the long haul business class of Gulf Air is one of the best in the whole world when it comes to the sea. After takeoff they started with a drink service, so you could have champagne or all kinds of drinks, wines, and also they had some warm almonds and a wet cold towel. And now they put the tablecloth here, and I'm also getting a little hungry already. Before the flight I went to the Lufthansa Business Bistro lounge, and that's in Terminal 1C. That's quite a nice lounge actually. It's very bright because they have big window fronts towards the apron, and the buffet breakfast was actually quite nice. Very nice selection. They don't have showers though, so if you want to take a shower you should do that at home or before your flight, before you go into that lounge. But what I found quite nice is actually the tea buffet. They had a tea buffet, and I think they had 5 or 6 different kinds of sugar.
So let's have a little seat tour. The monitor screen is over here. It's quite small, but okay. Then the feet go on here. The shoes go under. Then there's this little compartment, for example, for a water bottle. And here for magazines or something else, as you see. And then you have the remote control in here under the armrest. Then there's USB plugs also under the armrest, and there's power sockets over here, one per seat. Then the armrest goes down like this, and in this little tiny compartment over there is the headsets. Then you have a reading lamp over here, and the headrest goes up and down like this.
Well, one thing I have to say, the seats look very, very clean and very nice. However, if you go a little in between the cushions, there's quite a lot of breadcrumbs and so of the other customers before, or maybe some generations before. I'm not so sure if it's maybe more than just one passenger, so you should not look in there. But on the surface, they look nice. Eurowings Discover Business Class can also look like this. They have very different seat configurations, and the reason is that some aircraft used to fly for Lufthansa and some used to fly for Edelweiss. That's the holiday airline of Swiss. Here I'm sitting in one of the former Edelweiss planes, and of course there's gonna be a report about that too. Well, I'm having here the marinated roast beef and pumpkin and celery puree, and I think the chef who made this dish must be really, really in love, because it's really oversalted. Well, I hope it's really nice love. I need a lot to drink after this. The baker, however, seems to be in a normal relationship or single, because the bread roll tastes quite normal. And as a main course I'm getting fish, and that's a Saibling, that's a German fish, very close to the trout. And with it we have some carrot anise puree, mushroom leek vegetables, and chives and little sauce. And you see some red wine here. Actually I asked for French white wine, but somehow it got lost in translation. I don't know. And I'm having red wine now, but I think we will survive that. Well, this carrot anise puree is really, really delicious. And actually this Saibling fish is supposed to be stuffed with vegetable sticks, but it's not. They forgot the vegetable sticks, which is great because I love Saibling. It's such a fine kind of fish meat, and the less sticks, the more fish you get. And it's just really delicious. It's very, very light, very fine. And after appetizers, main course and cheese, I'm having a little dessert now, and that's an apricot quark strudel. Quark, you know, that's kind of fresh cheese, and a berry compote, and some pistachios here, and some streusel, that's crumbles, and a mascarpone cream. And I tried already a little, and it's really, really good.
If you like my flight and travel reports, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do it right now with the bell notification. It costs you just one click. I'm really happy, and you're making a big difference for the future of this channel. The Eurowings Discover Amenity Kit. The Eurowings Discover Amenity Kit was actually from Lufthansa, and it was a blue shopping bag with various city patterns. Here, Munich. It includes toothbrush and toothpaste, socks, Occitan face cream and lip cream, protection for the headphones that did not fit, and mints. Alternatively, there's also a kind of amenity kit from Lufthansa's other subsidiary, Eurowings, an airline similar to that, but not the same. So here we are at the lavatory of Eurowings Discover Business Class, and we see it's quite small here, but they do have some hand lotion of Occitan and some disinfectants. Then they have nice smelling foam soap, maybe that's even Occitan, we don't know. But they also said there would be some eye shades and earplugs, but I don't see them.
I booked this flight with miles on Lufthansa's Miles & More program, and I collected the miles with Flying Lufthansa and Airlines partners by using my Miles & More credit card, and also by collecting points through Payback. That's a German shopping cart system. We collect points while shopping. And then I booked this year with miles that I generated through that. And by the end of 2021, Lufthansa had an amazing mile promotions going on, and that was 28,000 miles only for a round trip in Eurowings Discover Business Class, where I'm sitting now. So that's an incredibly low miles award. And normally the one-way trip would already be 56,000 miles, no matter with what airline within the Star Alliance system or Lufthansa system. And that means a round trip would be from Europe to North America 112,000 miles. So that's 4 times the miles that I paid now. So I thought, just go for it and book it, and I did. And normally I don't do that because I'm always afraid with the miles promotions, because the problem is, while normal mile award tickets are refundable, promotions are not. Like with most promotions, if it's a great promotion, you cannot return the product, and that's how it is also with the miles promotions. So I just thought, go for it. And you know, I'm a freelance opera singer, and when I get an important concert performance or opera performance on short notice, of course work comes first, and I would have to do that and would not be able to go on the flight. But now I'm lucky, exactly this period I'm not having engagements, I'm not having performances, and I could go on this flight at this amazing low amount of miles. Well, I think now I told you already quite a lot about this flight, and it's time to lie down a little and just see how the bed is like here, and just rest a little. And we're still having 7.5 hours until arriving in Salt Lake City, and I'm gonna get back to you just short before that. Hello, 2 hours before landing in Salt Lake City. So we're flying now over Canada, and I mean, crossing over Greenland is always so spectacular. Well, less spectacular is actually the feeling when you lie down, because this bed here is clearly not wide enough. I know Lufthansa has been presenting this seat for many years on many planes on their long-haul fleet altogether. They have only this seat, and it's just very tight. And I mean, this is a German Airlines. Germans don't tend to be the smallest people in the world, so I don't know, they could have maybe saved some centimeters left and right, and this could have been another story. I'm just curious how my flight back is gonna be like, because it's gonna be a night flight. On the way now it was okay, because I just watched a movie. I rested for an hour and that was it. I didn't really sleep, and there was actually not a single moment that felt really comfortable. That's a little sad. The crew is really wonderful on this flight. They're lovely, they're charming, they do a very nice service here. They bring you your drinks when you need them, and they also come back and maybe refresh your drinks or refill your drinks, and you have the feeling you can always ask for more, and that's really very nice. So from the side of the crew, this is a really good experience. So before landing, there's light dinner announced. I mean, we're actually landing at 2 p.m. local time, but in Germany it's gonna be already 10 p.m. I think, yes. And so we're gonna have a little light dinner, and that's gonna be Spanish tapas, and along with it some potatoes, some papas arrugadas, and that's actually the original potatoes that you get in the Canary Islands. It's actually quite nice to hop between the Canary Islands on little planes of, I think that's Canary Fly and Winter Canarias. And in the beginning of my YouTube career I made a report about exactly that. I think it got completely forgotten because nobody knew me back then, but have a look at my original channel, Travel Sing Fly. That's all German today, but until last August, until August 2021, it was bilingual English and German, and you will find all English reports that I did before August 2021 on my original channel, Travel Sing Fly.
Der Wagen ist im Flugzeug immer extra groß.
And with the Spanish tapas, I'm getting a Spanish wine. That's a Ribera del Duero. And actually the tapas look quite nice. It's chorizo and some Spanish ham, olives, and manchego cheese, and half a fig, some fruit salad, and the papas arrugadas. That's Canary style potatoes that are cooked in salt water until the salt water is evaporated. And with it we have some mojo, green mojo sauce. But actually I plan to just eat and not say anything anymore, and everything is quite nice. However, these are not papas arrugadas. This is just simply cooked or boiled potatoes with peel. Papas arrugadas are actually made by boiling potatoes in seawater. I'm sure you can also take just salt water, but actually originally in seawater until the water is completely gone and the potato has a lightly salty flavor with a really nice salty crust. Here it's not the case, it's just a boiled potato, but it's nice, and the mojo sauce definitely makes up for it. And we're approaching into Salt Lake City, the capital of the Mormons and the capital of Utah. Well, how did I like this flight on Eurowings Discover? First of all, I'm sure this was the most amazing redemption of my life when it comes to miles, because 28,000 miles for a round trip in this cabin is quite spectacular. And but also for a regular business class flight, this would be really nice. It's a solid business class product. The catering was quite good. You know, we always have to see, this is a European airline. Of course, if you compare to Middle East carriers or to Asian airlines, it's a different story. But for a European carrier, it's really quite a decent product. And the catering was good. The crew was fantastic. The staff was so friendly, so welcoming, so really thumbs up for them. And the seat is just too narrow. For a European airline, especially German airlines, German are not really the tiniest people on earth. I don't understand why they have such tight seats. It's really too tight when you sit. It's really comfortable, very nice. The seat looks nice, looks very clean and nice. But once you lie down, it's just a little too tight, especially to the sides. And then also when you look between the cushions, if you want to arrange something, you should not look, because there are really a little too many breadcrumbs and stuff lying around, so it could be cleaned a little more. Yeah, but other than that, it was decent type. It's a solid product, and I would fly this again. It's really quite nice. But of course, with this miles redemption, it was amazing. So my dear ones, welcome to Salt Lake City. I hope you enjoyed this report about Eurowings Discover Business Class on the Airbus A330, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. That would be really important. Subscribe to the channel, that would be even more important. And there's really great reports waiting for you this year on airlines and travel destinations worldwide from all continents. So stay tuned and see you again very soon here at Travel, Sing, Fly.